Real reviews, live and unapologetic. New episodes every Thursday at 8 at vvclife.com.
This episode is brought to you by our Patreon members. Sign up right now, patreon.com/VVCLife. And thank you to all of the patrons that have already signed up and are supporting us right now.
No ticket.
Yeah. We back, real reviews. We on deck, man. It is nothing but the all-star team of all-star talkers in the building. I've got the man, the boss, the executive producer, Eddie Lingo, aka Movie Lingo, in the building.
What's good?
Man, I'm chilling, I'm not gonna lie, yo. The last assignment that we talking about tonight, it took me a second, bro. It was like, yo, man, it was a lot, bro. It was a lot. First of all, Alita is something that was an endeavor, but that Last Airbender, man, that was It was, yo, that's 8 hours of television. Because they were like hour-long episodes, bro. So, like, we're going to talk about it today, man. We're going to talk about it. It's definitely real. You really put a job on. And then at the same time, they dropped Warriors on Netflix. So I've been into that too. It's just been a lot, bro. I can't help it. Your Warriors got me in a chokehold right now. I did not know nothing about this show. So, I'm trying to, make sure if you haven't done so, follow us on social media at VVC Life on YouTube, at VVC Life on Instagram, it's at VVC Life on Facebook, and also at Real Reviews on Facebook, and Movie Lingo on Instagram, at JS1 the Supplier, wherever there is a social media. You could probably find me on MySpace for real. That's how long I've been out here doing this. You know what I mean? And let's get it cracking. Oh, don't forget to support the homies, the Dad Panther. Make sure you follow him on social media, and then our girl Iris_Real Reviews on Instagram. They are being chased by the police right now on the run from the law, and we can't wait to have them back once they get secured in a private location, because they get in trouble for their opinions. You know what I mean? So it's what it is, man. What's what happens when you black and you Spanish out here, man? The world is coming down on you, man. It's just a game.
Have your own thoughts. Can't have your own thoughts.
You cannot. You can definitely not. I definitely can't have my own thoughts. So with that being said, let's get to my own thoughts. You know what I mean? Let's get to those weekly box office numbers.
Everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine.
No,
we're all fine.
No,
here.
we are.
Thank you.
Pretty much.
How are you?
Trying to figure out what the hell I'm looking at. So we're gonna throw this up on the screen. And let's get right to business, man. It's been one of those weeks, but Bob Marley is holding down the #1 spot again.
All right.
They haven't updated the gross numbers, but this week Bob Marley One Love, the film, has crossed over $100 million in 2 weeks. Oh my God. Quite solidly, surpassing its $70 million maker mark. They probably dumped another $2 or $3 or $10 or $5 million into marketing and promotion. That means this is squarely a hit, which means there probably is going to be Bob Marley, the Man of Steel. Then there's going to be Bob Marley 3, The Return of the Rasta Man. Bob Marley 4, Rise of the Rasta. There's going to be a whole bunch more Bob Marley films going out into the world. You know what I'm saying? That might be an action film with Bob Marley. You know what I mean? It might be like, who's the black action director guy that does all of the dope action films?
Antoine Fuqua.
It's going to be an Anton Fuqua directed Bob Marley action film. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be called No More Love. It's going to be crazy out here. You know what I mean?
I'm ready for it.
Yo, y'all be ready for the Marley universe, cause yo, that's just Bob. So then you got Marley, you got Skip Marley. Go ahead.
Would you watch a Bob Marley anime? I know you're not too keen on those.
Hell yeah, I watch a Bob Marley anime. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm down with it for real. Got to do it right though. Got to do it right. So you know what I mean. All right. So not only do we have Bob Marley at number 1, at number 2 we have Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, whatever that is, brought in $11 million. Ordinary Angels brought in $6.1 million. Madam Web, not doing well at all. It brought in $5.9 million, bringing its gross total up to $35 million. Not doing well. That is doing horribly. God damn. Shout out to Migration kicking butt. What? Migration has quietly amassed $2.8 million this week, but bringing its gross domestic total up to $120 million. Quack, quack, baby. Quack, quack.
After only 10 weeks. That's a grip.
I mean, it's a movie about some ducks. We ain't you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. Argyle is chugging along, man. Oh, getting crushed in the Migration. Brought in $2.7 million, bringing its gross domestic total up to $41 million. This is definitely not good. This is not good. This was supposed to be the first of 3 films. So you know what I mean? I
don't think we're getting the other 2.
I don't want the other 2. I felt like we got way more than we bargained for in these last couple of episodes, and I would be lying to tell you that I really wanted to see another one of these. So let's just hope that Netflix or whomever who was in charge of this. Was it Amazon?
Was that an Amazon MGM picture?
I think it was. It was one of the streaming networks had control of this, and they just kind of did a theater release of it.
It might have been Apple. It might have been Apple.
That's it. It was Apple. It was Apple. And it's not looking good for you, baby. Y'all better do something. Time to call that meeting, man. Get them guys in there to start rewriting and changing stuff and flipping it around. All right. So I'm doing something new this at the end of this month. I'm going to try to do it at the end of every month or the first of the month, where I want to do the releases for the following month. So March is coming. There are a lot of films I'm excited for, but I'm surprised because there are a lot of films that's coming out that I didn't even know nothing about, like the American Society of Niggerdom or whatever the hell that movie is called. It all of a sudden just got announced that it was coming out in March. So I was like, yo, we need to start talking about releases for the following month. So we're right now going to talk about March releases. All right. Skipping February 29th. March the 1st, we got About Dry Grasses. Nobody's going to watch that, but you know, somebody made it. You got Dune Part 2 coming out this weekend, which is the movie I'm going to see, and the rest of the squad, and we'll be talking about it next week. But Dune 2 comes out this weekend. Of course, this movie may bear the name of my blessed hometown, but it is not anything about that. It's called Baltimore, and it's a thriller, and I'm not watching it. So we've got a re-release of Labyrinth. I think this is a 1980s film.
It is,
and they're doing like a short theater re-release on March the 6th. Shout out for that. The following weekend after Dune comes Kung Fu Panda Part 4. If Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, and 3 didn't do it for you, wow, you can get your rocks off. There is a horror thriller called Imaginary that I am not going to watch at all.
Nope.
Cabrini is a biography. I'm not going to watch it. You got Accidental Texan. Okay. I might stumble into a theater or something. You know, you never know. Glitter and Doom. It's a musical romance. You put musical in the beginning, that counts me out. Not with it. And then now this is I don't know what A24. Man.
Oh, that's the movie with the buff chicks.
With the buff chicks. It's called Love, Lies, and Bleeding. It's called an action, adventure, crime, mystery, romance, thriller, and I'm out. too many names in the description, I'm not with it. You know what I mean? I might catch you on streaming, but it ain't happening. American Dreamer is a comedy. I'm probably gonna watch that. It's got my man in there, Peter Dinklage over there on the main poster. I'm with it. Space, The Longest Goodbye documentary. I'll pass. All right, let's see. The Ballad of Davy Crockett. What? I've never heard of this before.
I don't think we were supposed to.
Yo, what is this racial epithet we have here? No, I'm just playing. All right. In 1815, an American legend whose wife has fallen deathly ill, leaving his young children to survive on their own, must fight his way back to them across the many perils found in the savage lands of the wild frontier.
I never knew what Davy Crockett's story was. I just knew that. Always heard the name coming up, so that's good. That might be interesting. Yeah, it might be something to watch on Black Watch Theater. You know what I mean? That might be something we can laugh at. Raymond's Big Movie. No, we'll pass. The UFC 299 O'Malley versus. That's a live fight. They're gonna be, but they release it and sometimes they release it in theaters through other platforms.
Okay. I'm not going to see that, but that sounds like The Seven Churches of Revelation, Times of Fire. Finally, a documentary talking about how bad churches are to the human race and how it's going to be the demise of the human race. So there you go. Shout out to them for creating some real truth. All right. March 11th, 47 Days with Jesus.
We didn't get through half of the month. All this shit coming up.
Yeah, it's a fact. We're nowhere near half of the month. All right. March the 15th, 3 weeks in, is the American Society of Magical Negroes, which I can't wait to watch. Knox Goes Away is a thriller we're not going to watch, but it has Al Pacino in it. Shout out to them. Wait a minute. Al Pacino
and Michael Keaton.
Marcia Gay Harden and James Marsden.
That's actually a pretty decent cast.
Oh, fuck, I might have to watch that. That sounds we might have to take that one in, man. All right. There's a movie called Prey. All right. Shadowless Tower, Arthur the King, The Prank, Much Ado About Dying. Really? 1992, an action drama thriller with Ray Liotta, Dalen Arnold, Scott Eastland, and Tyrese Gibson. I'm out. You said Tyrese Gibson, and I don't want any pieces of it. All right. Class Torre Risque, crime, drama, romance, thriller. Nope. Pastor's Kid, biography, comedy, drama. No, you're not going to catch me. Snack Shack, pass. Remembering Gene Wilder, pass. I'll wait for it on streaming. I'm not even going to grace these two films by even saying what they are. We're going to skip this one too. Right. The Art of Fuck You. Red is a movie I watched in the 80s about kids on BMX bikes. They're doing a theater re-release for Red. I am not going to see it, but I may buy it and watch it at home. Word. I think that's a good one. That was a part of my childhood. Red had me thinking I could be a pro BMX biker, and there was no way that was going to happen.
Out there barely getting that front tire off the ground.
That's a fact. I'm scared to get my front tire off the ground. All right, we're going to skip all of these films March 22nd, and we're going to go right to the most important one, which is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Of course, March 26th is Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey Part 2. Yeah, just in case, there you go, right there. Blood and honey for you, baby boy. All right, we're going to skip all of these. All that. And then we're going to end the month on Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire. Whew. I did not know it was going to be so many movies.
Right.
I didn't know. I should have read this before throwing it up on the screen. But this is going to be a crazy month, man. March is going to be a crazy month. Pre-blockbuster season, but it looks like we've got at least two. They're putting a lot of money into Godzilla and Kong, and they're dumping tons of money in the Ghostbusters. So I think that they have a solid plan to turn up the theaters and get everybody ready for the spring. say goodbye.
Mastermind in the comments.
Say goodbye to those other 2 films. He says, play the trailer for Knox Goes Away. Okay. All right. I will promise I would do that. We're going to do that after we get into the review.
Yeah,
let's get in.
That's worth it. They got a good cast. We got to see if it's worth the watch.
Word. Facts. So let's get into the throwback movie of the day, and then when we come back, we'll throw that trailer into the news segment. Let's go. All right, now that we're back, this is the first movie of tonight. It's about I don't even know how to even describe this film. So let's just watch the trailer.
He told me the story of the war, when the ground shook and the sky burned. Of the ones that survived, who awoke to a different world. Where the powerful prey on the weak. But that's not the way it has to be.
You sure you're right about that, player. It does not have to be that way. All right. I'm trying to make sure that we don't keep getting knocked by the YouTube bot. So look. Do you want to intro this film? I think whose idea was this? This was your idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was my idea. Trying to keep it along the theme of an anime that was made into a live action since we were doing the Avatar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You take it away. You intro this thing.
Yeah, so basically Alita, who also has the code name Battle Angel, is literally a battle android that's found in pieces, and a guy who lost his daughter is trying to recreate her, and he ends up finding her head, which was very well intact, with her brain very well intact, and building her a body and hoping to recreate his daughter, and ends up finding out very quickly that she is actually an elite warrior cyborg that has been destroyed, and he just found those parts, and those instincts start kicking back in. Story starts going left, and she starts going with it, and it becomes an action.
Yep. So what was your initial impressions when you saw the trailer before you watched the film?
Initial impressions, I actually was not looking forward to it. I kind of forced myself to go watch it.
Word. I was forced to watch it by you. I was not looking forward to this. And I'll be honest, I want to be completely honest at the beginning of this review. I have no reason to have animosity towards this film, but I hated looking at from the moments you said watch this, I was angry. And I was angry watching the film. And I was like, why? And I had to start asking myself, why are you so angry? Like this movie didn't do nothing to you. It's not like you were like trying to act to be in a film, or you was trying to invest and they didn't want to take your money or something. I don't know why I was angry, but I don't know. I just had a lot of anger and resentment going into watching this film. Unjustifiable. So let's be saying.
I mean, you're only human, man. So
yeah, facts. So highs and lows. Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first? I don't want you to feel like I'm trying to take over your thing. So like, however you want.
No, because I actually don't have much to say on it, so I don't mind going first. So for me, the highs were I thought it looked good. It was still interesting. I wish the Dad Panther was here so we can little debate. He didn't like that they exaggerated her eyes, but I thought that was paying homage to the actual anime, which I did see. And
angry about. I have no understanding sometimes. I'll be like, why is this the hill you want to die on? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, so for me, I was good with the look. I was good with everything. And they did pick a good cast. I thought that most of the people looked like the anime characters, and I thought that in that short amount of time, they were smart to not try and give us the entire story, because there's a lot more to it, as you could tell by the way it ended. And I was pleased that they didn't try and cram it all in, and because it just would have really, it's so much to it that it would have really just left. If you already didn't feel like you got enough, you would have felt even worse if they tried to finish that whole story. So that's what I really appreciated. That I like the action. I love the quality of the action, the look. Now, as far as my lows, even though I understand they were staying true to the anime, I wish that they would have tried to not be so direct with the cyborg look. I'm not a big fan of disproportion. And once people got the big head, but they got smaller bodies, or things like this character here. I wanted them to maybe. I liked when they were covering up, and then you found out later that they were battle droids or whatever. And I wish they kind of would have broken away from that and kind of either put a little bit more costume on them or a little bit more design, things of nature. Because every time I saw the disproportional awkwardness, it just made me feel weird. But they were being true to the product, so I have respect it. But since these shows, these movies, they always take liberties when they're recreating it, I wish they would have actually gone there a little bit more. Also, the world is so huge. This whole atmosphere that they live in that was created by the people up above. I wish they would have tapped into that more. I know I said I was glad that they didn't try and give you the whole story, but a lot of people don't really understand what the goal is and why that thing hovering is doing what it's doing. They just kind of get thrown in a situation where they immediately got to follow this character as she starts realizing who she is. So they kind of distract you with that, but there's an even bigger story that they should have given you a little bit more of. So I was a little disappointed with that. That's another low for me. And then some of the characters, as soon as you start liking them, then somebody makes a really dumb decision. I just really hate that in writing, where instead of them finding a creative way to push them down a path, they just make them lose sense. Now I understand that the doctor that found her, I understand what his flaws were, because he was just trying to get his daughter back, so he was being overprotective, even though she practically saved his ass. He wouldn't let her do anything else. She's like, no, it's too dangerous. Like, well, bitch, I saved you twice. You know what I'm saying? But he was blinded by trying to just have his daughter. So I got it. But the other characters were having moments where they were just so tunnel vision on something, and they got stupid, but they're so smart prior to that moment, and stuff like that bothered me as a writer. That's pretty much all I got.
Okay, I love that you brought this to, and I'm glad you went first, because the majority of what you just said, I didn't know nothing about. Like, I don't know about it being an anime. I don't watch anime. I don't like anime for the most part. I don't like anime after 2000. Let me just clarify. Anything before 2000, I love. But once it got into corny, like it just got to a corny place, anime. And I know a lot of people going to attack me over that. And that's cool. I don't care. So like watching this, and that maybe that might have been a reason why I was apprehensive or upset about it. Because maybe I might have been an unconscious hatred of the platform that it came from, and then just, it just overtly shown itself. I don't know. I need to see a therapist. So anyway, I'm watching this and I enjoyed it. After you're telling me, oh man, there's a deeper story, I can sense that from what I'm watching. I can sense, and they do a great job of giving you nuances that let you know that there's something that explains everything. That everything has an explanation, but I'm also watching a film that's trying to accomplish a lot in a short time period. So from my perspective, I enjoyed the fact that they didn't bog me down into side minutia to get me confused about what I should be caring about. I think they did a great job of establishing the main character, this fish out of water story. Her having to find out more about the dark past of her creator or her savior. I thought that was great. I was truly nervous at the scene when they both reveal each other, when they both reveal themselves to each other. That was a very scary moment, because I'm thinking, oh, this is about to get really good. Like, this nigga about to be a real villain out here. And it takes a turn in a different direction. And it was quite a relief. And it was something exciting, because it didn't just go something corny. They actually took it and gave this character that seemed demure, they just gave him a little bit more like vibe. Like, he ended up being a cool guy. Like, damn, this nigga kind of cool for real. Right. His weapon is kind of corny, but like the thing is kind of cool. It does take some it takes some very obvious turns. There are some wonderful things, like cinematography is great. I think the character development is great. I think the world building is great. I loved and as much as these characters are very simplistic with this Shakespearean star-crossed lovers romance, I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's worked for 1,000 years. Why not one more movie? If we get into the downside, this film falls apart with a fart. Like, if you put any level of common sense thinking into this, the whole film falls apart. Like, the beginning where the young lady is found, that doesn't make sense once you start figuring out the storyline. When you figure out what makes her valuable, then a common sense person would have said we should be rummaging through to find, okay, that story falls apart there. So then if you want to move on down the line and then you start seeing like relationshipy stuff and, it's a beautiful little moment. And then like, as soon as it gets to certain places, like I don't want to ruin the movie for people that want to watch it. And I'm not trying to say the movie's bad. The movie's good as long as you are like me. When you can go into a movie and don't ask questions and you just watch it for enjoyment, it's cold. It's a good movie. But like the very end is dumb. It doesn't make sense. It's the movie falls apart with the ending because it's like, what? It's dumb. Like that doesn't make sense. Like the motivation is off. The choice at the end is off. It doesn't make sense. So without giving away anything important, I enjoyed it. I was mad at myself for being mad at the movie. This is another thing. Had they told me, and I don't know, I don't remember the marketing for this film, but if somebody had been like, yo, there's a James Cameron / Robert Rodriguez / I don't need to hear nothing. I don't give a fuck what the title of the movie is. I'm in. Like, if you watch the credits have so many crazy heavyweights. Like, they're not even heavy. They got crazy, international movie star debt, crazy niggas that do the shit. Like, you can understand why the film is so good. I'll even toss him another one and be like, yo, I want to see the sequel to this. It's trash. I mean, like, you know what I mean? But I want to see a I feel like this deserves 3 films at least. To me, this though is like the potential of the new age Star Wars. If it had been done, like you said, if they had done it a little bit better, in the writing, if they didn't have a budget and they would have to write themselves out of the problem, I think they would have did a great job. But by having the limitless budget, meaning that y'all don't have to use your brain cells, they kind of just was like doing stuff and like letting it ride. Like, yeah, don't even worry about it. It's all good. It looks so good. Everybody gonna love it. Don't worry about it. I'll fix it up with some graphics. We'll come up with some slick new side characters. I'll give y'all 4 or 5 different bad people that look dope, and we'll have them fighting, and that'll cover it up. Don't worry about the bad script. Like, we'll figure it out. And if they thought this was a good script, somebody should slap the shit out of all them niggas for real. Should have never allowed them to go. This shit doesn't matter. Some of this stuff is so paper thin. It's crazy. You know what I mean? You cannot walk over it. I can see through it. Not without a flashlight. In the dark, I can see through this film. But
the second one is they are working on the second one.
Woo! I hope they do something. I mean, for your sake. I mean, this is your thing, and I don't want you to feel bad. I gotta feel they're gonna overcompensate to try and now give you the story that was lingering and then miss the mark on everything else. But they did that in the first film. Why overcompensate? Y'all need to bring the budget back and make it more ground level and make the story make sense. Can we adjust the lead characters? Not motivation, because our motivation is in the right place. But this whole, like, what we just saw should be a fever dream of hers. And then she should wake up and be like on top of the bad's, fortress somewhere, and then go, oh yeah, let me go kill this nigga. Like, that's what we should be at. Like, that we just saw, that was stupid. So with that being said, Let's get down to the business, baby. You know what I mean? Y'all know how we do it around here. So if you in here watching right now, please go in the comment section if you've seen the film and give us your reviews. Is it a classic? Is it a good watch? Is it a catch on streaming? Not doing it for me, or or if you ever show me this ever again, I will slap you, sir. What is your official determination for this film?
So my official rating is still going to give it a good watch because I know where it came from. I thought for the first movie, they gave us a decent balance. It still could have been done tighter, but I still thought it was a good watch. And I haven't watched it.
You're telling me you would pay money to watch this in theaters?
Well, I used my pass back then. That was when I didn't pay.
If you didn't have a pass, would you pay $15.99 times 2 to go see this?
Oh, you know what? Honestly, I would have because of my love for the anime. I just to see this. Yeah, whenever I got some kind of attachment to it, I need to know. I would have paid to watch this, but I wouldn't be upset if somebody waited to catch this on stream.
No, I ain't mad at you because that's my rating. It's gonna be catch on streaming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Don't waste no whole lot of money and running around and all that. No, don't do that. Just wait till it come on streaming and watch it. To me, if this on streaming, I'll stop and watch it every time. But if somebody say, "Yo, Jay, we about to go down to the theater, yo, we gonna go to 3D," or nah, bro, I'm good. I don't need to watch that. I'm cool. So, anything else, Eddie, before we move on? Oh, I'm fucking up. You know what we're supposed to do.
We're still good.
Nah, we are, but we black. We should have did this first. You know what I mean? We got to salute our black folk, man. I fucked up, and I apologize on the last joint. God damn.
We're still getting it in. I was ready to. I wasn't gonna cut you off. I was gonna wait till we got there, and then we still gonna get it in.
Yeah, we're gonna get it in right now. Let's correct our mistake.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Yeah, right. Yeah, my guy, take it away.
So I want to give a big shout out. This time we're gonna go over the fact that Essence magazine for the last 16 years has shown light on black women, actors, directors, producers, screenwriters, and showrunners whose work encompass the breadth and depth of our lived experiences. And in 2023, they continue to focus on that by putting even greater emphasis on those who are calling the shots behind the scenes, both on sets and in the boardrooms, while also recognizing those actors who remarkable talent has yet to probably be seen on mainstream. One of the people I'm going to talk about 4 women today. One of them here is Gina Prince Bythewood. She's an American writer, producer, director, studying at UCLA. Yeah, you see those titles up there. She wrote and directed Love and Basketball. That was one of her bigger titles, one of her first titles. They gave her the money and she made it work. That was a phenomenal film, and we need to actually watch that on Black Watch Theater. She was also, let's do it. She was credited as the first Black woman to direct a superhero film, which was The Old Guard, based on the celebrated graphic novel by Greg Rucka for Skydance and Netflix. And she also directed the film The Woman King.
I definitely feel like we should watch all 3 of these. I've watched all of these movies not knowing that young lady was a part of it. I'm a fan of all 3. Let me tell you something. I went to see Woman King 3 times, and every time I went to see Woman King, I took a different group of people. I want to thank her for making my mom cry in the theater. And like, that was such a, like, every time I went to see that and it was older Black people in the theater, it was like them saying they finally seen themselves, or that pride, like that visceral kind of like gangster shit, man. Like, you know what I mean? And I bought Woman King and I own it, and I'm proud to be the owner of it. I actually feel like I need to buy the DVD and maybe get a big ass poster or some shit, because that shit was fire.
I did the same shit.
Facts. Old Guard is actually not bad. I recommend Old Guard. If you were in the house during when we was in the house during COVID, I think it came out. And I really enjoyed the Old Guard, man. Shout out to them. I didn't know it had a female director, so that's why these white people was acting right. So they had somebody putting things on their ass. So like finally, and then of course, come on, bro. Love and Basketball is is a classic black film, bro. Referenced a billion times over. So yeah. So like continue your thing, sir.
Absolutely. But that's why we got to shout out, because when a guy directs it, they throw their name out there first. Every time they had a successful project, the name comes out before you see what the trailer's about. But when these women have successful projects, they don't be throwing their name out there like that, which is why we got this platform, so we can shout them out. The next person that I want to shout out is actually Tara Duncan. She is actually the president of Freeform, the young adult cable network owned by Walt Disney Television, a division of Disney Media Networks. And before she joined Disney, she was actually a senior creative executive for Netflix, overseeing shows like Orange is the New Black and Narcos. She was out there making boss moves and stuff that we love.
I'm with it, man. Oh my God, I'm in love with her. She single? She need a husband?
She might be, man. Yeah, she's a beautiful black woman too. And the last two I got on your top left, I got Danielle Deadweiler. She's a young actress and producer at a young age, known for producing Station 11. She played in The Harder They Fall and Till, and she's also known for her roles in Haves and Have-Nots and Paradise Lost. And then to the bottom right, we got Dominique Thorne, who made her feature film debut in the Academy Award-winning film If Beale Street Can Talk. And she's also played Riri Williams in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, who will later be introduced in the MCU as Ironheart, which is a great accomplishment. It's basically a young black character that has the smarts of Stark, and she makes her own Iron Man suit, but she calls it Ironheart. So she will be representing black folks and making us proud in future MCU films.
That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to all of those queens, man. Like these balling ass queens out here getting to the money and doing it up for us, man. I'm so happy that we did that. Thank you, sir. You killed that. Once again, you killed that, man.
Thank you,
so all right. Well, let's get on to the business, man. Y'all know it's time for us to get to the news. All right, the first thing out the gate we got to do is keep celebrating black women. So y'all may not have thought that this would happen, but you know what I'm saying? This beautiful queen, Gabby Sidibe, reveals that she is pregnant with twins.
Oh.
Yeah. All y'all black dudes is fronting like y'all ain't like that big black chocolate loving. Well, she got herself a white man, and then she got herself some kids. So like she out here living her best life. Shout out to her fine self.
Shout out to her.
Super important. Shawty, you just lucky you didn't bump into Eddie at a different time in his life.
I like him thick.
What gone down in these streets. Well, I would have been seeing pictures of him on red carpet. It would have been like, I know that nigga. What is he doing? Oh, Lord. All right. Tyler Perry gives update on Sister Act 3. Wait a minute. Let's stop.
Okay.
Who gave this nigga permission? No, I am not with this. I am not with this at all. I am highly not with this. First of all, Sister Act 3, I'm a little annoyed with how long this has taken. Well, that's because you were involved. We need to get you uninvolved. She can handle this on her own. Sister Act to me, it's a classic pop culture film. Like I love Sister Act and Sister Act 2, and his uncultured fingers getting stains and oil grease all over this classic film series. I'm not happy.
Well, I will have to say she has been trying on her own for a minute, so him stepping in may actually get it done, but she's been champion for the last 4 or 5 years trying to get it, and nothing's happening. So maybe it should be left alone then if you don't want him on it. But I think the only way we're gonna see it is if he gets involved.
I feel like what she should do is she needs to see, like, you first of all, you need to holler at me, Whoopi, because I'm gonna show you how to get this money. Because all you really need to do is get some fine, dope R&B singers to get on board with you, and they'll green like that joint no matter what you write. You know what I mean? Sure. Call Kelly Rowland, call a couple little joints and get them involved. And then, like, you know what I mean? Exactly. You know what I mean? And then you get Lizzo up in that joint. Yo, it's cracking, bro. We all
give me all the.
I'm giving you variety, my brother. Variety.
I love it.
All right. So let's see what's next. So I found this on Twitter X, and it says Geeks of Colors AMC is releasing 3 new Nicole Kidman ads in theaters starting from March the 1st. Each one will be 30 seconds long and rotate per movie. May I say, hogwash? Okay, I'm so sick and tired of seeing her every time I go into the theater. Oh my God. So now do I have to deal with her old crinkly ass sitting in front of every movie I watch. Now I get 3 more variations of this old crinkly woman. If y'all don't put this woman to rest, put a bullet in her ass and bury her. Come on, man.
And they're gonna be the longest 30 seconds. You know, every time it comes on, I take a deep breath like, damn, we still got to watch this for the movie start.
That's the only thing. When I see her, it's like not yet, Lord. Oh my God. Like, can we just get rid of it? I've been saying that for like at least 6 months to a year. Like, can we get tired? Like, and it's one thing for y'all people that don't go to the movies on a regular. It's cute. Y'all see Nicole, y'all get excited. But when people like us that go to the movies damn near every week, we tired of seeing Nicole. Sometimes twice a week. Nicole, I see you more than I see my ex. God damn. All right, let's just move on. Let's show some love to an old white person, man. Shout out to Joe Pesci. All right, Joe Pesci starred in Goodfellas, Home Alone, and My Cousin Vinny in a span of 18 months. Let that sink in. Absolute domination of the craft. It took me a minute to really think about. First of all, I had to remember all 3 films, not because I'm getting old. But like all 3 of these are classics, bro. My Cousin Vinny is a classic. Home Alone is a classic. And Goodfellas is a classic. And Joe Pesci is one of the main reasons why those are classics. What kind of drugs was he on at this time period?
I don't know, but you got to give him credit. Each one of those characters was totally different, and he nailed it. So
that's a fact. That is a fact. All right. Let's see. All right. And talking about he's producing. Shout out to you for that. And then Disney is the reason why the movie wasn't finished in 2 weeks like the other projects. Okay.
Like all the Tyler Perry's other projects.
I'm sorry, Mastermind. I ain't mean to dish your dog. I know he your mans and all that, you know what I mean? But he get on my last nerve. All right. X-Files creator Chris Carter has blessed Ryan Coogler to reboot the series. Now that I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited. I feel like Ryan Coogler does a great job respecting source material,
right,
and creating from a genuine place. I don't feel like UFOs and like conspiracy theories is like a black people thing like that. I mean, we do conspiracy theories all day, but it's normally around the Illuminati and gay people. Right. So like, I don't know if we good with the alien stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how he takes it. Phenomenal show series, legendary series. Eddie, go ahead.
Well, for what I was told, the whole premise, X-Files, it did take that direction with the aliens and stuff and conspiracy theories. Before what I was told, the X-Files is just really supposed to just focus on conspiracies in any platform. And so the X-Files are not limited to aliens. So they might take a slightly different approach with where they go with it. Because honestly, like the popularity of the government telling you aliens exist and stuff now, that I don't know if that's really gonna like move audience, because it's like everybody's acting like it's real, it's legit, even though I still ain't seen no proof. So maybe he's gonna take this X-Files and take it in another level in a different direction with these conspiracies and focus on some other stuff that the government's keeping from us, because that's basically what the whole premise is about: exposing the government. Fuck the man, don't trust nobody.
Okay. Now, from that perspective, I feel like Ryan could kill it, knock it out the park. But once again, I'm trying to keep it positive. He's been nothing but a hit guy. He's been making hits back to back. He's been giving us what we like. And he's been super creative. So if anybody can do it, I know he can. But I also really want him to stay in the blockbuster space. So I hope he's the showrunner and then hire some young guns to come in and train him up versus him focusing all of his time on it.
I'm available.
There you go. Holla at my guy, man. I'll come in and grab coffee for everybody and cook on the grill. You know what I mean? Whatever needs to happen. So let's run the trailer for Knox Goes Away by request of Mastermind.
I've been doing this job a long time. People like to talk about the targets. They can make them feel better.
Why don't we care who the guy is?
They never got what it was really all about. Which was 10 minutes. They're not gonna get anybody.
You okay? Knox. You have a very rare form of dementia.
How much time do I have?
Weeks. Not much. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Doc. Even if I hated you for telling me, I'd forget soon enough.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to show up like this.
Do I know you?
Dad, please.
Miles, what happened?
This guy hurt my daughter. So they killed him. I never asked you for anything in my life. I'm desperate.
Why does he hate you so much?
I found out what I did for a living.
The police are all over this. You don't pull this off. This almost helps.
It's been worse every hour. It's like her coming down. I'm running out of time. There's no coming back from this one. It was you. What? You turned me in.
That's not true, Dad. You're losing it. Something's wrong with you.
John, good luck.
I swore I'd never be like you.
And here we are.
All right. You got me, Mastermind. You got me. I'm in. Look, I'm in. I am all in. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. Mastermind is silly as hell. He said, I'm looking forward to the Malcolm X Files. Oh, my God, yo.
I was trying not to say that, but that's what my argument was going.
Oh, my God. I did not know y'all was going to go that direction, but I respect that. That's funny. Yo, that's a hard-ass trailer, bro.
It is. And I think that's going to be a mind fuck. Yeah. I think people having some conversations after. Not sure what they got.
Facts. All right. This young lady named Lex Scott from a bunch of different films. She's actually from Baltimore, Maryland, and is actually first cousins to one of my closest friends. I've met her multiple times. She's going to be on Suits LA. I immediately sent this to my homegirl and was like, yo, tell Shorty I said congratulations and I'm excited. I'm a huge Suits fan. And I was like, dog, this is going to be it. Like, now she's been in other films. She played, if I remember correctly, she played Tony Braxton and in the Tony, like they did like a Tony Braxton life story movie. And she played Tony Braxton in that. Nice. And she's been in a bunch of other films. But like this could be a film. This could be a show that's going to turn the corner for her and take her into a whole nother level. She's gorgeous. She's a great actress. She's married. So before y'all thirst buckets get to acting crazy, she's married. And she's from Baltimore. So I'm definitely rooting for her, and I'm hoping that she can take it to the next level. Yes, I tried to get the interview and have not gotten a response. So hopefully I'm gonna keep trying. Hopefully around the time when they're not embargoed and she can talk about the film, hopefully we can bring her on. And he said, yeah, Knox is on an indie budget. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. So let's move on to the next thing. All right. My wife Rita and I are celebrating 30 wonderful years of marriage together. Shout out to Tom Hanks. And then, of course, Wilson had to jump in and said, wow, I guess those 4 years we spent together meant nothing to you. Come on, Wilson. You and him was on an island. It was a different world, different times. Let's not do this. Let's not do this, Wilson. Jesus Christ, yo. People can't even be married no more, man. It's always those skeletons or the,
Yeah.
Oh my
Wilson
God.
Wilson gonna have to move on, man.
You got to move on, man. Can't continue to do this. All right. Top 10 gangster films of all time. Now this is a list from the Instagram page called Boardroom. Do I agree with this? No, not at all. I don't agree with this at all. However, sir, I will ask you, how do you feel about this list? Do you feel like there's any accuracy? And if you would like to make changes, what changes would you make?
So I'm definitely feeling the Donnie Brasco. I'm definitely feeling American Gangster. I'm not feeling the Godfather Part 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like there's something that's better than The Departed that should be on there. And now my mind is wondering. But I would if I had to drop, I would drop Godfather Part 2 and I would drop The Departed and find something else. But I'm drawing a blank on what I would put in this spot. How about you, sir?
Definitely King of New York is going to be there. I feel like that's when we talk about gangster films, when you talk about from a black perspective, is a whole different list. So American
for sure.
American Gangster should have been on that list. Now there is one movie that is like traditional white gangster film, and it's called God damn it, I forgot what it's called. I should have made a list, but it's pretty much Lucky Luciano's Rise to Power. And it was done in like the early 90s or whatever. And I forgot whatchamacallit that was the lead actor, but it was a phenomenal movie. I probably remember it later on. The Bumpy Johnson story, which is played with that classic black actor, that movie, that was fire. There's a bunch of them, bro. And I'm horrible. Once again, I should have wrote these things down so I could be ready for the show. But no, I thought this was a dope little kind of like, yo, this is a nice little, they threw this together for real. There's some bullshit, but you threw it together. So shout out to them. It makes me want to create my own little list. I'm gonna start doing my own top 10 lists and just yeah. And I like the fact that they ain't put no numbers next to them, so y'all couldn't get mad. So what I will say on this list that I do love, I love Donnie Brasco. I love Carlito's Way. I don't like Scarface, but whatever. I love Casino. I love Goodfellas. I'll be honest with you, I've never seen Untouchables. And then I would combine all of the Godfather films into one, and I would have been like Godfather trilogy, because 1, 2, and 3 to me are all equally fire. You know what I mean? And the movie I was remembering is called Mobsters. And I remember that one. Luciano story. It was shot well. It was directed well. And hold on, let me see.
So how you felt about The Bronx Tale, even though it was a love story? Still kind of a gangster movie, right?
That was cool. Right. Yeah, I think that was good. I enjoyed that one. That's super good. So, matter of fact, all right, boom. I want to throw this up. I feel like this was slept on. I feel like this is a hugely slept on film, man. Mobsters was so slept on, and I feel like Christian Slater, and like even me saying that, people go, Christian Slater in a mob film?
That's
like,
my guy. That's my guy.
Yo, Christian Slater killed this, man. Yo, look at this. Y'all got to give this some respect, man.
They came to America looking for a better life.
but a few old men controlled it all. It was time for some new blood.
Just want your undivided attention.
Somebody said you're Charlie Luciano.
Let's just say I'm somebody who believes in his friends. Support us, right? Together. All right. We're gonna expand. We're gonna need a leader. And who's that gonna be, huh? You're it.
What's the secret of America?
What's the matter with this guy? I'm 24 years old. I'm money. Everything is money. $30 million. It's time to play with the big boys.
This thing will blow up in my face.
Win. You know, stupid moves like that.
I challenge y'all to sit down and give that a watch. We might put that on Black Watch Theater at some point. But dope film. I've seen that a dozen times at least. Dope joint, man. I mean, the nudity is great. Sex scenes is great. Kill scenes is great. There's a lot of those great one-liners in there. Like, it's just some of the great whites of that time period, you know, in the cut in the film, playing legendary characters. So shout out to them. All right, so let's move on to something way less gangster. Will Smith is getting married in Bad Boys 4 as release dates get pushed up. So they're going to be releasing this sooner than we thought.
Oh, hell no!
Hopefully he doesn't get divorced over him being all slobbering down the chick. I mean, he looks really passionate in this moment, bro. What you doing, my guy? What you doing? So, what you think? Is this something good? Not good? What are you at with it?
I'm not looking forward to it. I thought the last one disappointed me. I call it Sad Boys, so we'll see.
What? All right. We ain't got time. You're not gonna do this to me. You're not gonna do this to me today. I'm not gonna allow it. All right. Dennis Villeneuve. Rotten Tomatoes kind of put the list together of his top films. So what they're predicting is Dune 2 is going to have 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, even though it's not out. So I don't know how the fuck y'all got to that point. Arrival, which was definitely a good film. I enjoyed it. 94%. Did it deserve 94%? I mean, I wouldn't have. Sicarios definitely should have gone higher. I definitely feel Sicario should have gotten 94 to 95%, and I would have brought Arrivals down to 92%. Still loved it, but I'm just saying Sicarios, the opening scene when they start opening up walls and there's fucking shrink wrap bodies in the wall. That's some shit I've never seen. That'll scare the fuck out of anybody without it being bloody, but just being crazy for real. Blade Runner 2049, 88%. Once again, y'all be liking stuff that don't really deserve it, but cinematography was next level. Creativity on it, next level. The storyline didn't really do it for me. I think that they could have done so much more with that film, but once again, not going to kick his back in. The original remake of Dune deserved to be down in the 83 percentile. Really, it should have been at the 70 or the 60 percentile, but I'll let y'all ride with it. Prisoners, dope movie, and Enemy, never heard of it. So, yeah. So how you feeling about this, Eddie? Is it pretty accurate, not accurate?
I would basically have this stuff in the same order. I like to play Runner 2024 a little more than you did, but yeah, this is pretty much. I can't say nothing about Doom Part 2 yet. I'm watching it on Saturday morning. I don't know how to get 97%. I do know that it is going to deliver more than the first one. That's already been promised.
Right.
So I guess it makes sense that it's higher than the first one, but I don't know how to get 97% of it.
You got me, brother. You got me. All right. With that being said, we got to get into a review. But before we get into the review, let's get into what some public people have been saying.
I didn't think you or want you to think that I was lying. So we showed up and we showed out. And we all here supporting you, Young King, APR. Get your money, hey. Black man. Support the black man. APR Crockett's movie in theaters right now. A hip hop story. If you love hip hop, if you 50, if you 20, it's all for you. Yeah. You like hip hop? Go see Hip Hop Story. I'm about to check it out. I'm gonna come out with a review. This shit better be funny. All these tickets, all those tickets. Support the black man. Black man is gone. Go see the movie Hip Hop Story. And I'm giving away the fans. If y'all come right now, you can get free tickets to see Avion Crockett's movie, A Hip Hop Story. Peace.
A Hip Hop Story is the #1 comedy in America.
Look at my shit.
All right. Let's run through this trailer really quickly.
Like the down home blue. Who's next? Give him the #1. The #1?
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm one of the pioneers of hip hop. We were living large.
Talk about the house and I choke everybody on the block. Oh, right.
If I tried to hand you this pen. Hip hop was alive and well.
Hip hop is dead.
All right. We got a whole nother joint we got to get to, but we are not gonna end Black History Month without talking about the #1 independent black comedy in America, huh? A black man whose name I cannot pronounce, I would just call him Mr. Crockett, wrote, produced, directed, and acted 12 to 14 characters in his own film so that he could get more checks. That's how bad it is when a black man got to play 12 roles in one film just so he can fucking pay his rent. Did you get a chance to see this film, sir?
Yes, sir. I did.
All right. I would like to say off top, before I get into this review, that I hate little kids. I feel like little kids should be kept in cages. I feel like little kids should not be allowed to go certain places. I feel like after 8 o'clock, if you don't keep your kid on a leash and with a muzzle on them, you shouldn't even let them out the house for it. I mean, like that's how I lived the first 16, 17 years of my life. I feel like your child should be the same. I was in a movie theater. The reason why I'm saying that is I took my landlord, who was in her 70s. I took her to the movies with me so we could see this film because I don't like going to the movies by myself. And she hadn't been out. So like me and her bought $60 worth of food, I swear to God, and liquor that we snuck into the building with big drinks. So like, you know what I mean? And we was planning on having a great time until 15 little rugrats, little stinky, little dirty, little just rugrats just came walking in, running around the theater, talking loud on their cell phones, playing TikToks. I mean, it got so bad I had to jump up and be like, yo, sit the fuck down. Inside of the only black produced #1 comedy from an independent black creator at a 8:30 at night movie release, bro. Seriously, bro. So anyway, that was my initial impressions was I can't wait to see this. I honestly, I thought it was a skit at first. I didn't know it was a real movie. When he started doing interviews and started talking about it was a real film and that how much he had like paid 100% of the money out of his own pocket and that he had a deal with AMC, I was like, man, my heart went out to him. When I found out that it was in almost every theater in Baltimore, I'm definitely like, we gonna come out. I would like to say my theater, outside of them 15 raggedy little dirty little heathens that should have been shot or put in a cage, the rest of the theater was us our age. We was in there, bro. So if Asian, bro, we was in there for you, bro. And laughing, having a good time. You know what I'm saying? But that was my initial impressions. So, sir, what was your initial impressions?
My initial impression, I thought it was a skit too. I didn't know it was real until you confirmed it for me on another show. And so then, when I start hearing the same thing that he put his own money out, I'm always willing to see it. And I was initial impression was like, I hope I get a good laugh.
Facts. I kind of feel some kind of way that we couldn't get a banner for this show. We couldn't get the poster on the banner for this show. We couldn't talk. I mean, but I understand you got to stick with the whites. You can't support the blacks. I get it, man. You know what I'm saying? You're the executive producer. Like, I don't want no problems. You feel me? I just wanted to know if we can support our own people sometimes.
You got me. My bad. I didn't even think about it. When we agreed, I should have went back and made some changes. My bad, Crockett. My bad.
I'm just throwing you under the bus because it was fun. But I'm gonna tell you my highs and lows, man. Highs was shot really well. Cinematography was great. The The lighting is great. The way they set up the shots is great. You can see, you like, if you in this game, you can recognize when certain things is run and gun. But like for everything that was run and gun, that shit was dope. Like they really got the right people involved to make sure that the audio was good, making sure that, you know what I'm saying, the scenes were set up right, the shots were set up right. There wasn't any mistakes, you know, like was no boom mic falling down or mismatch situations going on or the bad outfits. It was none of that. Like the storyline actually kind of made sense in real life. I thought it was going to be a documentary, more of a documentary, but it's definitely it's definitely a liberal take on the history of hip hop, which is surprising and funny in certain directions. And I can see the reason why they set it up the way they set it up, so that when you sat down in the theater, you just had this unique. There were so many unique moments that they catch you off guard and you end up laughing. And it was a good, man. It was good, man. Like the jokes was funny, the impressions for the most part were funny. There was some stuff that sucked, but you know, it's like all in good fun. There were some lulls towards the third act, at the beginning of the third act, but I feel like they ended it with a little something. It seemed like they were setting it up for a sequel, and I was like, I don't feel like you should have did that, cuz I think you should have just gave me a nice strong ending. But you know, I'm not beefing, man. Indie film, hey, it is what it is. Downside of it, homie shouldn't have played so many characters. I mean, like, it got a little overwhelming at a certain point. It got a little corny at a certain point. There were certain jokes they were running into the ground. There were certain things that I think that they thought were callbacks, and there wasn't no callback. You was just doing the same joke over. Not working for me. So, you know, it was a few little things that I just didn't like. But I'm not here to kick a black man's back in that dumped all of his money in there. I'm saying go watch it. It's a culturally relevant film. It's definitely one of them. Yo, like when I think about the amount of money I spent on hood films, this is 18,000 times better produced than the hood films that I loved from the hood back in the day. So, like, shout out to you, Aphasion. I love you. Great job. Keep it coming. I don't want you to do a sequel, but do the sequel, yo. You know, you can't help it, nigga. Like, you know, if you make your money back, which I pray you do, man, go ahead, man. Get your money, bro. Get your money. That's all I'm saying. So, with that said, yo, Eddie, go ahead. Do your thing.
Highs and lows. The highs for me was definitely that it made me laugh a lot. There was things, it took me back to moments, tracks I forgot about, certain characteristic things I forgot about. The spoofing of the names was funny to me. Some of the impressions were spot on, and some of them, you know, we could have done without. But I was surprised at how much I laughed at it. You know, I knew it was going to be silly, but I didn't expect it to make me laugh out loud as much as it did. The music, you know, the whole some of the lyrics that they and the efforts that they put into these tracks, I was like, okay, so they actually really tried to give us a little something, even though it may be a spoof or it may be all in fun. There was still a couple of talented bars in there, and so I appreciate that as well. Also, though, but for me, it was a little bit of a low, but that's just the filmmaker in me. One of the scenes, the barbershop scene, the ADR was not mixed well. It was so on top of everything else. It was so loud. I felt like the freeway character we could have done a lot less of. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I get what they were trying to do, but I didn't feel like I didn't feel like he fit in this storyline. And the only other low that I have is that despite this being a very even though it's fiction, despite this storyline being very accurate to life, I felt like even though we can relate to it and some of the stuff we agree with, it's not gonna have the impact that I would like it to have on hip hop. Mm-hmm. It's like we just kind of getting this big last hurrah for no reason, because it's not gonna really make people be like, wait a minute, you know, we hip hop used to be about about the lyrics and the delivery, your cadence and your bars, you know what I'm saying? And now it's just so I'm sad that message is not gonna hit. People are gonna laugh but it's not gonna really have an impact on the game, which I mean I know he didn't expect to, but I would like to for this to have had an impact where we can get some of that classic hip hop back.
No, 1000% agree. One of the things that disappointed me really badly as well was once again these little dirty little goofball children that really somebody should have sold off into sex slavery or something like that. We weren't even paying attention, bro. Like the only thing they laughed at was the funny little gags, and they laughed at that. But I don't even feel like they understood. It went so far over their heads because they little dirty parents didn't teach them nothing. So these kids didn't know. I don't even know why they was in the theater for real. Maybe it's because we was in a theater like furthest away from the front counter.
It was
so like
to sneak into.
It was a sneeze. Yeah, it was just super. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna say one more thing, and I don't mean to criticize it again, but I feel like the movie got lost in its own messaging because it kept trying to like, well, this is what it is, and let's talk about how hip hop lost its way. And I feel like the movie lost its way in trying to explain it,
trying to get that message out. Yeah.
Right, because you kind of go from this reality moment where this guy's like, yo, let me tell you what's going on and let me show you these things. And then it kind of goes off into another story. And I'm just like, and then it tries to bring it back. And I'm like, nah, cuz, like, this ain't even really working the way I wanted to. And I'm watching it and I'm going, man, Russell Simmons is excommunicado as far as American popularity goes. And you really have made him like one of the central characters of this film. And even though I'm enjoying it, I'm laughing at it, I'm still like, there's gonna be a lot of people that ain't fucking with this just off of the fact that you chose this person to be a central figure. Like, man, it's just crazy. So with that being said, let's move away from that and let's get into rating this piece of Black American history. Is it a classic? Is it a good watch? Is it a catch on streaming? Is it not doing it for me? Is it or if you ever show me this again, I will. All righty then, my guy Eddie, what are we doing for this classic piece of Americana? What rating are you giving it?
I'm still gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a good watch. I feel like everybody needs to go see it, and if you're not from that era, you may learn something. You know, or you may want to go ahead and try and piece together. If you don't get the references, then maybe you should go do your history and listen to the stuff from the artists that are being impersonated, and then maybe you might learn something. So I say it's a good watch. Everybody needs to see it.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel like this is a good watch. I definitely feel like this is family friendly to a certain extent. I mean, there's cursing in it and some inappropriate innuendo here and there. But like, if you got one of those ignorant families where y'all curse around each other all day and night, this is perfect for y'all. Y'all can watch it. I feel like this is a great generational connector where like an older family member that's really into hip hop could really be like, yo, sit down and watch this and then tell the stories of why certain characters are the way they are in the film and, you know, what connects this to that. And like, this is a good movie, man. And this is a gateway for a larger discussion. And it doesn't try to solve the problem, but it does open the discussion for generations to have. And I love it, man. It's so cool. And I have so much respect for the creator, you know, Mr. Crockett. And man, I hope you do 100 million in the box office, man. You deserve it. For real.
Shout out to Marlon Wayans for his support, him out there buying everybody tickets. You know what I mean?
For real, you could have bought me a ticket even though it was unnecessary. You know what I mean? But let's get it cracking. You know what I mean? Let's go to a commercial and then we're going to be right back with more real reviews.
Hey, babes. If you're liking what you see and you want to take me home to see more, then you've got to check out Gamer Girl the magazine. Get up close and personal with me and some of the hottest ladies in the gaming community while we talk about our favorite games, anime, and more. Now available for purchase on GamerGirlTheMag.com. Get your digital or physical copy today and tell them Remy sent you. I'll see you soon.
Pop quiz. Airport. Gunman with one hostage. He's using her for cover. He's almost to a plane. You're 100 feet away.
What do you think? Shoot the hostage.
What?
Go for the good wound and he can't get to the plane with her. Clear shot.
You're deeply nuts, you know that?
All right, gentlemen, what we have here are 13 passengers in an express elevator. Bomb's already taken out cables. Bomber wants $3 million or he blows the emergency brakes.
Anything else that'll keep this elevator from falling?
The basement.
He can strike anywhere, at any time.
Will the mystery guest please sign in?
Why are they messing with me? Do they think I'm doing this for fun?
The Fire Nation is embarked on the dark path. And the world might never recover. The world needs the Avatar. It needs you, Aang.
Yeah! We are back. Yeah. The Last Airbender TV series is out on Netflix, and it has definitely had the entire nerd world in a flutter. Mixed reviews all the way around. I've heard people 10 minutes after it came out, it's the greatest thing ever. I've seen people like, oh, this is trash. Why they keep doing live action? Why don't we do another comic book? Why they not? Y'all people never are gonna be happy. Y'all really have to stop complaining and just be happy at the fact that somebody cared enough to do something with this IP. Because I personally would have thrown it in the trash along with your hopes and dreams and anything you would have held dear. Okay. And I'm not trying to say that because it was bad or good. I don't care about The Last Airbender. Boogity boogity boogity. Get over it. So anyway, Sir Eddie, what were your initial impressions when this dropped?
Initial impressions is excited to see it. I was so disappointed at the last attempt at live action, and Netflix has had such a positive track record of putting a major effort, even though they've had some misses. I was definitely excited to see.
Oh, good. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's supposed to be muting, but it won't mute. I apologize. Go ahead.
That's all good. Yeah. So I was definitely excited, especially even though the last, like I said, live action was garbage. It was more like a musical, a Broadway play. But yeah, I was definitely ready to give it a shot.
All right. So go ahead and give your highs and lows, sir.
All right, so highs for me was that they definitely got it looking beautiful. Made sure they didn't go too dark. A lot of times when they try to bring something live action, they feel like they got to make it darker and it's got to be all moody and things of that nature. And it had a dark element to it. Not as bright as the show, but I still like the execution of it. I like the look. I liked the actors that they chose. I liked that they went more of an Asian cast, even though it's a American animated series and some of those Asian characters had white features, we didn't get caught up in trying to be exactly like the animation. They decided to go with the culture itself that it was revolved around. I like the fight scenes. I liked that. At first I was worried that they were just bending without actually putting them with fight moves, because in the anime, and I do call it anime even though it's an American animation, they based the bending on certain fighting styles, and so it came out with movement and not just thrusting and throwing your hands up. And at first I was nervous that that's what we were going to get, but then I started to see it a little later. They didn't really do so much with the air bending, but they did focus on that with the fire bending and the water bending, and hopefully if things continue to go in that direction. So I was very pleased with all that. I liked that technically, even though it was 8 hours, the first season is actually 8 hours of content. It's 20 episodes, 24 minutes. I did the math. That's 480 minutes. You break that down to 60-minute episodes. That's 8 episodes. So I was actually, they should have been able to get everything in there if they would have told the story the exact same way, but they didn't. They actually shifted it up, and I get it for pacing reasons. There were certain things that happened a little earlier than they did in the show, certain things that happened a little later, and they were like shifting it around, but they still gave you the overall story. You still got the overall picture. And I get why they did that because I rewatched the cartoon as well, the first season, just to compare, and it was for pacing reasons, because some of that stuff would have been too much to jumble in towards the end. Now, if I want to get into my lows will be that on that same vein, that some of the stuff they move around, there was some things that were unnecessary to change, which is fine. But I just wish that there were certain things that they were sticking true to certain dialogue, and there were certain moments that I wish they would stick true with the main character. In the animation, he was a kid that wanted to have fun. He when his fighting style, it was more like can't catch me, can't touch me. He was elusive, but he was very efficient and ready to, no matter what. You had a hard time laying hands on this one. They didn't really show him as a skillful combat person. And the animation, even though he wasn't quick to strike, he was very skillful in it and he was having fun, even though he was saving the day. In his mind, it was like, hey, this is fun. Try to catch me. Hey, I'm going to destroy your gauntlet. Hey, try and catch me. I'm going to destroy your boat. Hey, this is fun. This kid, they wanted him to be a little too serious. And I get that they wanted to be darker, but I would have loved to see that version, because let's keep in mind, he's 12 years old. That's woken up 100 years later. So for him that was his biggest thing, his biggest arc to overcome in the animation, was that he wanted to really just have fun. He didn't want to be the savior of the world, and he was kind of forced in these situations because he started caring about people. They gave you a little bit of that, but they didn't give you that childlike mentality where everything was a joke. He was always, twisting words, being silly. I really wanted that because I love that the most about him. So that's pretty much the only low I have, and I'm going to give it to you, sir.
All right. I don't have any historical context like you have, sir. So I went into this no condom. So I enjoyed this movie. Oh, sorry, it was a TV show. So put my sunglasses.
Wow. All right. I wasn't expecting that.
This 8-hour long movie. It was like Gettysburg. You know what I mean? It was, yeah. If you ever seen the movie Gettysburg, it's 6 hours long. I enjoyed this. Okay, let me tell you why I enjoyed it. Characters are fleshed out well. The cinematography is phenomenal. The use of color is phenomenal. The pacing is great. It doesn't. They leave every episode off on a decent cliffhanger that gives me a reason to come back. It doesn't get too bogged down into fake emotional manipulation. I think like they do a great job of giving you the character being in a genuine place and giving a genuine emotional reaction based off of where they are. It's not like, the only times you see fake emotion is when the little American guy in the clique, because it's like 2 Asians and 1 white guy. So the white guy that gets all the vagina in the show, like he just be like seeing chick sees him. I'll be like, dang. But because I don't watch the TV show, I'm assuming, that's probably how the TV show go. Like everywhere he go, you know what I'm saying? Girls see him and just want to give him some. So I just kind of like certain things I just chalked up to, all right, this must be how it is in a TV show. Like, Aang is too young to get some, even though he older than everybody. Shorty's so caught up in her little thing, she can't fall. She fall for the one guy, and then they have a falling out 5 minutes later. So, like, those things I kind of like let wash over because they are so minuscule when you really think about the greater arc of the show. The biggest thing is just trying to see at which point is the Avatar going to hit that wall and have to choose a path. And funny enough, that ends up being the entire arc of the entire first season. So like, I loved it. I loved how they played all of that out. They built up enough tension. That last episode, really, they did like, wow, like that was a great season finale, like huge season finale, huge story to be told, a lot of different little twists and turns, and then the great Asian representation, the greatest Asian character of all time ends up making a presence on there in a watery form. So like, just in case you might have been wanting a Godzilla type character or something to come, I'm like, yeah, this is Asian.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I should have like when it happened, I was like, okay, I should have saw this coming. Like I really did. I was like, didn't I say? Why didn't I know this was going to happen? But okay, this is part for the course. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like having a rap movie and then there not being some salacious sex scene that has nothing to do with nothing in it. Like, it's going to happen, and you just got to roll with it. And I loved how, you know, there's loss. You know, there's a bunch of things happening. No, it wasn't like, I mean, it was kind of like an upshoot at the end, but you could definitely feel the weight of the price of choices. And this is how we get to where we are. And I love that about the show. So I'm excited to see season 2. I don't know why y'all niggas, if y'all are complaining about this show not being good enough, I mean, what else do you need? Like, I'm like, for real, like, they really committed a lot of money and time. The acting is good. I mean, how good do y'all want it? And it's a bunch of kids. Like, how? I mean, I don't know what y'all want. And I want somebody to tell me, if y'all got a problem with this, if you have a problem with this, what do you want? Like, I don't get it. Like, I think they did a good job. You know what I mean? Me not knowing, but once again, I'm coming completely from the outside. So obviously I don't know as much about the lore and how Shorty probably was supposed to go like this, but she went like that. And you know, I ain't with it no more. And like, whatever. It was a good show. Very entertaining. For somebody that's a complete outsider, they kept me locked in. They kept me entertained. Only problem, it's not even a problem, but it was just like, I couldn't complete it all in one sitting. It was like too many times. So I was like, damn it. It's 2:00 in the morning. I got to go to bed, bro. Like, I want to watch another one, but I was like, I'm going to have to come back to this tomorrow. Because he's like a solid 48 minutes and some change per episode. And I'm watching 2-3 episodes a night. So like it took 3-4 days for me to knock it all out. But I was so happy once I got to the end. And actually, no, I wasn't happy because I was bad because I wanted to see more. So hopefully they'll reboot this for a second season. I hope they keep it going. And you know, that's my highs and lows. How accurate? If we was going to rate it between 1 and 10 on accuracy, 10 being the highest, most accurate, and 1 being the lowest accuracy level, what would you give this?
I give it an 8.
Okay.
I give it
now, as far as the detail with the avatar, like, man, I saw these little scrolly lines in this nigga dude head. I was like, yo, that's detailed, bro. Is that what it was in a cartoon? Was it that detailed in a cartoon?
Yeah. Yeah, whenever he go into his avatar mode, you start seeing a lot more, and they made sure, especially at that last episode, they really gave it to you like it's supposed to be.
Got you. Okay. All right. Is it a classic? Is it a good watch? Is it a catch on streaming? Is it not doing it for me? Is it?
Oh hell no!
Or if you ever show me this ever again, I will slap you. So all right, stop it. All right, you going off too much. You got to chill. So all right, Mr. Lingo, what are you giving this?
Yeah, I personally, I'm gonna have to give this a classic. I felt like this is the best rendition. The last live action was so horrible.
But I'm gonna say this: I didn't dislike The Last Airbender, but I feel like this show had more time to tell the story versus trying to cram everything into a 2-hour film.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first mistake, but it was also just the execution. Like they were like doing like, it was like really like a music. They were doing like dance moves, like cha cha cha, and then bending. It was just so weird. It just didn't feel like this. They actually tried to give you what you got. You know, it was within the fighting moves. They tried to give you the whole world. They literally followed almost everything. Like I said, it was 8 out of 10 out of accuracy. They changed up some stuff. Some I don't really know why they changed it. Some I understand for pacing and the order it came out. You know, but I really think this is, especially since someone who has no impacted you the way it did it, and you don't have anything to go off of, it still kept you entertained. I have to give it a classic.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna give this a good watch. It's not a classic for me. Because it's made for kids, and I'm out of the demo. And as much as it's cute and it's entertaining, I feel like it was missing some grown elements. I feel like Star Wars, you can't tell whether it's a kid's movie or an adult's film. Star Wars is just Star Wars, and Star Wars has an effect on me as a grown person, and it has an effect on me as a kid. I feel like this. It's like some of the concepts that they were trying to relay were so kind of like cookie cutter. They kind of was like, all right, bro, I get it. I get what you're trying to do. Like this is G.I. Joe Saturday morning cartoons. Don't play with fire. And you know what I'm saying?
Much. I mean, but that's what the source it is for kids. And I'm, an adult that's just willing to go back and watch because I appreciate it. But it basically that's the target audience. It's really not for us.
Right. But I feel like they did a phenomenal job. It's a good situation all the way around. All right. So it's time to get up out of here. But before we do, we got to run that trailer. Train.
As a moment where they come just to have some fun.
Atlanta is the mecca for black people in America.
It has multiple historically black colleges.
In the 80s,
we said, let's plan a picnic during spring break.
Let's call it Freaknik.
Freaknik was the greatest black gathering in America.
It was like an entry point into the black cultural experience.
To be able to be in the middle of the street, dancing, laughing, playing your music, it's a moment. The interstate, the highway was the street party.
There wasn't even a word called twerking, it was called booty shaking.
They want no social media, barely had internet.
During Freaknik, stars start coming in. You would see Tupac, Cookie Mob, Outkast, Usher Raymond. I don't know what heaven looks like, but this seems like a version of it.
You was lit. Okay.
The legacy of Freaknik is black joy, black self-determination,
black love, black excellence, black enterprise.
But the legacy of Freaknik is also the ugly side.
It started to get a lot more out of control. People were coming by the masses.
What the hell just happened? If you tried to bring back Freaknik, it wouldn't be what it was.
The streets, the people, the debauchery.
The things that I saw, insane.
We had no inclination to the depth we were creating.
You kids ain't know nothing about Freaknik.
Trust me, your mom and daddy got that.
Shout out to the black people making a documentary using words. They don't know what the fuck the definition is. There's so many incorrect usage of words in that trailer. They coming by the masses. The fuck did you just say? Like, what coming by the masses? What is she talking about? A girl that had an orgasm next to a group of people? Like, I don't know what she's talking about. So yeah, like shout out to Rashida, my nigga. All right. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that and tune into the black greatness. And y'all know what it is. I'm not a hater. I'm gonna be somebody that's gonna fucking laugh my ass off watching this shit. I was there for the last two. I caught like glimpses and with my own two eyes of Freakniks because I wasn't allowed to be. I was in Atlanta in and out at those time periods, but I was too young to be on my own, so I couldn't be like in the thick of it. But Lord, I seen the outskirts over the hills on the mountains, baby. And Jesus, woo, Lord, I probably done had AIDS, nigga. Some bad. No.
I'm sure a lot of people did.
I'm quite sure a lot of people, man, got home with a whole lot of surprises. What you say, doctor? All right. So let's get to our next one, The Gentleman.
I don't ask for any of this. The title has no practical value. The business is broken. There are holes in the roof. The staff are revolting, and you, brother, are a coke-sniffing cunt.
Oh, shit.
Allow me to introduce myself. I used to be in business with your father. I have certain interests I need to discuss with you.
What happens down there?
Must have come as a bit of a shock. Inheriting a house title. As the new landlord, you will receive a significant amount of money. In return, letting us carry out our activities.
You use like a deep in it.
What?
People either survive in the jungle or exist in the zoo.
What do you think, John? I think you should fuck off back your country ass and wank off your spaniel.
I'm going to remove their interest from this estate.
I didn't create this problem. I'm trying to help you deal with it.
No one walks away. And it's down to you to keep my manners. This is a service people. But they appear to be house-trained. Don't be deceived by the facade.
In order to stop ourselves being associated with criminals, we are going to become criminals.
We're not criminals, Freddy.
Welcome to the jungle.
Lapsang Su-chunk.
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it. Bring it to Dada. Where's one of your favorite directors? Maybe Clint Eastwood for you, sir. My favorite Cockney director is Guy Ritchie.
He does not disappoint.
He does not disappoint. And he is one of those filmmakers where I don't want him to put black people in it because I just like seeing white people do crazy white people shit. And nobody does crazy white people shit better than Guy Ritchie, bro. Like those stories about the UK and the gangs and all of it, like it's insane. I love him. He's like a cross between Quentin Tarantino and he's like a cross between Quentin Tarantino and the guy that makes all of the mob films. You know, the old Scorsese, yeah. Like he's like Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino put together. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. So I'm super excited to see what comes out of that. Let's move on. The last thing for this evening. Stop it. God damn it. And we're gonna get up out of here. For whatever reason, Westerns have been a thing. I don't know why. Did we want to go back to the Wild Wild West? I don't know what's going on. Horizon and
I'm not trying to get home.
No, not me either. So yeah, I mean, let the whites do their thing. Let's go.
You and I are standing guard in one of the last great open spaces. These people think they're tough enough, smart enough, mean enough. All this will be there someday. There's no army off this earth that's going to stop those wagons coming. They're wanted.
Oh,
boy, he love them Westerns, don't he?
Mm-hmm.
Get him quick. Come on. Sorry. I'm gonna be with Dad. No.
All I'm trying to do is get as many of us as I can, as far as I can.
I just like to have a drink tonight with someone who knows how to act.
not taking the full measure of Miss Mary. And the man I met was on his way to kill everyone in that house. He might as well have been walking up to get the mail for all it bothered him.
What you feel? They were burned down.
I'm sorry. I made an executive decision to stop fucking dreamy eyes and the bullshit that white people did and then try to make the motherfucking Native Americans bad guys. Shut the fuck up.
I was feeling the same way, but some clips kind of made it seem like they was trying to show you their perspective as well. So I'm not sure, but most times it's their bullshit version.
When they start doing that music and they be trying to make it seem like, oh, the white, they trying their best to create a new life. No, you wasn't. You was trampling over somebody else's shit and had the audacity to get mad because you was trampling on somebody else's shit.
And they fought
and they was fighting for their own shit. You two-faced pieces of shit. So anyway, they're gonna make it seem like I'm racist. They're gonna make this like a racist channel. Look at. All right. With that being said, that's it for the night, brother. How you feeling? You good? You good? Did we accomplish our goal today?
We did, and then we got in 3 movies. Yeah.
3 goddamn movies. Who would have said that we don't do our job? We do our job.
That's right.
So, with that being said, make sure y'all tune in next week. What are we reviewing next week, sir?
Dune Part 2, and our throwback film will be Kevin Costner, The Waterworld.
Let's go. Kevin Costner is taking over Real Reviews. I don't know how the hell that happened, but I'm definitely not reviewing whatever movie that was. But I would love to do Yellowstone if you ever want to do like a retrospective on the Yellowstone TV series. Crazy.
I'm all about it. I'm ready.
All right. With that being said, we will check y'all next time, which is next Thursday. I don't know when we're gonna get back to doing Sunday episodes, but we're gonna definitely do that. Oh shit, we forgot to do previously on, sir.
Well, let's run it.
They're doing the previously thing. Do it again. Previous.
All right, so let's get to reviewing this for the people. All right, so the question is it a classic? Is this a good watch? Is it a catch on streaming? Is it not doing it for me? Is it freak balls? All right, is it a or is it a
I love it.
Maybe laugh. I apologize.
So what happened to our effects?
No, he rolled with it. He was like, hey, you know what? The freak balls was the cue that it wasn't going. He was like, fuck it, we're gonna keep it moving.
Exactly. I was like, oh shit, it's not working.
Yeah, when he rolled with it, I love it.
You would. You would make that a clip, yo.
Hey, when you said freak balls, I knew the shit was really fucked up. And I said right now, I was like, that's gonna be the clip.
Oh man, yo, y'all should go back watch last week's episode if you haven't, and we'll check y'all next time. We out of here. Real Reviews. Peace.
No ticket.